Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we called the API to get and show the drinks by the category. And in today's video, we will create a page for the random drink. And after this, we will create a method to call the API to get the random drink. So let's get started. So in our React application, first of all, we need to create a random drink component. So we will right click on the pages folder and here we will click on new file and we will name this file as randomdrink.jsx, and in this file we will write constant and we will name this as random drink, and after this we need to write an arrow function, and after this let's write a return statement and we will return a div and we will give it a class of container, and in this div we will show a message that random drink works, and after this we need to write the export statement. So we will mention export and then default keyword, and after this we will mention random drink. And with this our basic functional component is ready. Now we will save this file and now we need to create a route for this component. So we will open app.js file, and in this file we will duplicate our existing search route, and for the path we will update it to random, and after this we need to update the element. So we will mention random drink and we will import it from pages/random drink. And with this our routing is completed as well. Now let's save this file. And now we need to update our navbar. So we will open the components folder and in this we will open navbar.jsx, and in this file we need to update the URL of our random drink nav link and it should be /random. And that's it for the update in the navbar. Now let's save this file and let's run our application. And as you can see our application is up without any errors. Now let's go to the browser and let's validate the functionality of our random drink route. And you can see the home page of our application. Now let's click on this random drink button. And as you can see we got redirected to the random route, and for the content we can see random drink works. And now let's go back to the VS Code and let's write the code to call the API. And in our random drink to call the API we will create a new method. So we will mention constant and we will name this method as fetch product, and after this we will mention async because this is an asynchronous function, and after this we will write an arrow function, and in the body of this function we need to write the try catch block, and in the try block we need to call the API. So we will mention constant and we will name this as a response, and after this we will mention await keyword, and to call the API we will use fetch, and in the params we need to give the URL which is www.thecocktaildb.com/api/json/v1, and after this we need to give the API key which is 1, and the endpoint URL is random.php, and after getting the response we need to get the JSON from it. So let's create a constant and let's name this as drinks, and after this we will use await keyword and we will use a response and we will call JSON method, and after this let's write a console.log statement, and in this we will pass drinks, and after this we will go to the catch block and we will write console.error statement, and for the message we will show error fetching data and then we will pass the error. And with this our fetch product method is completed. Now we need to write a method to call this API when our component gets loaded. So we will use effect for this and we will write an arrow function, and for the second parameter we will pass empty array because we want to call this one time, and in the body we will call fetch product method, and after this we need to import this use effect from React. So let's write the import statement and we need to import use effect from, and here we will mention React. And now let's save this file, and as you can see our application got compiled without any errors. Now let's go to the browser and let's validate the functionality of our API. And in the browser, we will right click on the page and we will click on inspect, and we need to open the console. So we will click on this console tab. And as you can see, we got the response of the API in which we have a drink with the ID of 11339. And the name of the drink is English Rose Cocktail. Now let's refresh our page. And as you can see, we got the response of the API again, and this time the ID of the drink is 12954 and the name of the drink is Halloween Punch. So whenever we will call this API, it will give us a random drink. And that's it for this video. In the next video, we will create a button to call this API again and again, and after this we will write the code to show this data on this page.